Hi and welcome to this new video, and in this video I'm going to try and do a relatively quick, I think it's probably going to take me 15 minutes, but a relatively quick overview of what's changed in the latest patch, because there is quite a lot that went into the latest patch despite it not being very long since the last patch. Okay, so let's just get into it. I'm going to cover things very quickly, not too much detail, and I'll put a link in the description to another video which Colby SFPV has done, which goes into extreme detail about the flight path, the new flight path code, which I think deserves a video of its own, and Colby did such a good job of that. I'm not going to do a video for it, I'm just going to reference Colby's video. Okay, so first thing to mention is that you'll notice on the main menu there is a new weekly time trial, and it will say finished probably at the moment, like mine does. That will change, I'm sure, later today to be an active time trial, and it will tell you that there's about 7 days remaining for the time trial, which will be counting down all the time. And there will be an enter button on the end here, which will allow you to enter the time trial. Basically, this puts you into Nemesis mode on the listed track and scene. You compete in Nemesis mode against other players who are also competing in the time trial, and then at the end of the time trial you'll have a leaderboard, and someone will be in first place and someone will be in last place. But basically it's a weekly competition on a track that either I or Colby, at the moment because we're the only ones who can set time trial tracks, either I or Colby will set that track, and then you'll have 7 days in which you can compete, and every time you start the sim you'll see your position listed here. Double dash means no place set, but you'll see your position listed, so you'll be able to see if you've slipped in the rankings or whether you're still where you were. So you know whether to go back in and try and get a faster time or not, depending on how happy you were with your time. So that's the weekly time trial, and it's just designed to give people something to race on in Nemesis every week, a little competition every week, just to keep things fun and interesting. Okay, so next thing, let's talk about new quads next. So if I go to single player and I go to add quad, you'll see there's a drop down here now. This is new. If I select 5-inch freestyle, we can see all the new freestyle quads that were added to the freestyle pack. So there's the AOS 5.5, the Marmot, the Sedora, the DJI quad, which will be coming in about a week's time, because I want to get everyone updated before we activate that. The FPV Cycle Glide, Flip Mode, Juice Mode, and the TBS Source 1. So these were all the quads that the community asked us for when we ran a poll, and we've basically delivered all the quads that people asked us for. So, you know, result, I guess. But you know, VelociDrone has always been very community driven, and so we asked you what you wanted and we've delivered what you wanted. Okay, on the subject of freestyle quads, if I just select the flip mode here, so this is the flip mode, you'll see that there's a video camera listed for it now that says GP9, which stands for GoPro 9, and all freestyle quads, and hopefully everyone already knows this, but all freestyle quads in the freestyle pack come with their all-up weight, including a GoPro 9. So if you want them to be lighter, previously you had to go to the weight slider and drop the weight off to about minus 20. You had to lose about 25% of the weight of the quad, and that basically took the GoPro 9 off. You don't have to do that anymore. You can leave the slider at 100%, and you can just select what video camera you want to run. So you can have a Session 5, a GoPro 6, 7, 8 and 9. Those are the currently selectable cameras, or you can have none, and if you select none, then it doesn't put any weight of camera onto the quad. It doesn't change the visuals of the quad. I don't want to get into that level of complication. It's just not worth it. But it does allow you now to set the weight, you know, accurately as you would want it, either no camera or whatever camera you choose to run. One little note is that if you edit settings from the main menu, it's currently not working. There's a little bug, and it's not actually saving the camera to the database. But if you edit quad settings in a flight scene, so actually in game, and set the video camera, it does add it to the database and will apply it. So right now that's the place to do it, and I'll patch this little bug in the not too distant future, so that you can edit the settings from here as well. But just a little thing to note: don't try and do it from this edit setting button. Do it in game, in a flight scene. Go to quad settings by clicking the little spanner in the right hand menu and set your camera that you want to run, or no camera, in game, and then it will stick and save and stay. Okay, so that's add quad with the new drop down. Let's do track editor next. So if I go to track editor, you can rate a track now. So you click rate track here, and then you can, actually I've already rated it, but if I hadn't already rated it, then it would allow me to select from the stars here to rate the track. But because I already rated this track 4-star, so it won't let me do it anymore. But there's a little button now, you click it and then it lets you select what star rating you want. So that was one change. There's another change in download track. So if you search, for instance, on 2021 by date, it will give you all the tracks for 2021 in date order. So today going back in time. And I think it returns 100. I think it returns 100 tracks. That's right, something like that, 100 tracks or so. It doesn't return all of them. It will return the top 100 results. You can also search by star rating, and I want you to note here that actually it tells you here now how many ratings a track has had. So it used to just say 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, or whatever, and you didn't know how many people had rated in order to get that rating. So you can see this track is rated 5-star, but only one person has rated it, and that could actually be the person who made the track. So a 5-star track with 1 rating is not really a good indication that it's a decent track. But you can now search by star rating. So if I do the same search on 2021 by star rating, and now it orders them by star rating and number of ratings. So number of ratings will be at the top, which is why a 4-star track is at the top, because it's got the most ratings. And then it works down from there. So it basically orders by rating and then by star rating. So you can see here that there's 9 ratings here for 4-star, and then 9 ratings for 3-star, and then it goes to 4-star but only 7 ratings. So it's ordering by the number of people who've rated the track and then by what star rating they gave. So this basically puts the tracks that people have felt most motivated to vote as a good track at the top, and then lower rated tracks will be at the, down the bottom, unless you've got a huge number of ratings for a really bad track, in which case it may appear up the top here, and just to avoid it. Okay, so that's the change to star ratings. So you now know how many ratings were given. Okay, so let's come out of here because that's all the star rating stuff. Let's go to the track list now, because there is a change to the track list as well. So if we go to the football stadium, all official tracks now also have a star rating, but you can't see it. And the reason you can't see it is because none of these tracks have been rated yet, because this is brand new. So people aren't rating the official tracks yet, but they will be once they've watched this video. If I go down to pylons, which was the track that we used to test this functionality, there, and you'll see when I hover over it, it tells me what its star rating is and how many people rated it. So it's 3-star and it's got 3 ratings. And this, once people start to rate official tracks, will come up for every official track. And the point of this is that you'll be able to see whether people think that official track is any good and how many people rated it. And also it gives us as developers the ability to see which official tracks people really don't like, and we can consider removing from the official tracks list. So we can start to manage our official tracks a bit more and make sure that the ones that people don't like don't appear in the track lists, in the official track lists anymore. So how do you rate? Because I'm sure people are looking at this thinking, well, how do I rate on an official track? And the answer to that is if I just select pylons here and go to select scenery, you hopefully would race the track, and at the end you'll get your results come up, which is on this little leaderboard thing here. where you get position player, laps, best lap and all the rest of it, and you can see here there's rate track, and this is where you can rate the track. So you click this and then it will let you rate the track, and it will only let you do it once. It's not strictly true. It will actually let you do it multiple times, but it doesn't count your vote as a multiple vote. So if you rate as 5-star and then later you change your mind and you vote as 1-star, actually all you'll do is change your rating in the database. It won't add it won't become, there's 2 ratings on this track, 1 5-star and 1 1-star. It will be this player has changed their rating from 5-star to 1-star. So you can always change your mind about how you rate a track, but once you've rated it, you can't rate it again and increase the rating count. You only ever get 1 vote on a track. You can change that vote, but you only ever get 1 vote. So that's how you rate official tracks. Okay, so next thing that we can talk about, let's see. Freestyle pack. So obviously the Freestyle pack got quite a lot of love in this update. All of the new Freestyle quads are part of the Freestyle pack, so if you haven't got the Freestyle pack you won't be able to see those quads. We added a new scene, so if we go to Office Complex here, this is the new scene. I'll just quickly load into here, and hopefully you'll recognize this scene when I show it, because I have posted up pictures of it before, and Bono made a couple of tracks for it as well and did a video. But there you go, there's the office building effectively, and then the car park over there. And I'll just quickly waz up here and just do a quick look around, so you can, there's like a fuel station over in the distance there, and I haven't got my camera draw distance set to high, which is why it's kind of disappearing over there. But yeah, you got a nice big car park and a little path around the outside with shrubs and trees around it, and your multi-story and a road and fuel station, as I say. And there's some nice trees and kind of terrain to fly around, some little rocky bits and stuff. So yeah, it's quite a nice scenery. And part of the Freestyle pack, so you'll only get this if you've got the Freestyle pack. Okay, so let's come out of there. Next change is also in the Freestyle pack, so that is to the drift track, and it's just a little change to the drift track just to make it a little bit more user friendly. So if we go to the drift track here, I'll just drop in. Okay, so the little car button down here is what activates the cars, and you just didn't know what cars you got on the track when you click this, and now that isn't the case. So if I click it, you'll see that I know there's a yellow car going around the track right now. You can hear that in the background there, and if I click it again, it'll be the red car going around. If I click it again, the blue car. Click it again, we'll get the really loud sports car. There it goes. And if I click it again, you've got all 3. Hear those going by, and click it again and no cars. So that's just a extra little bit of functionality just to make it easier to know what's going on, what cars you've got active when you're clicking this particular little button. Okay, so that's that bit of functionality. Right, let me just have a quick read through my list here. Yep, handicap mode, that's the next one. So if we just go to multiplayer here, so I can get into handicap mode. And we'll do it on pylons and handicap. So if you were running a handicap race, then at the end of the race in handicap mode you get these 2 extra buttons, all handicap data and race handicap data. And on all handicap data, which is every pilot who has run the track in your session, whether they're still in the session or not, their data is recorded in all handicap data. And when you go there, there's now an export button, and this exports a spreadsheet of that data. So if you're running a handicap mode race and you want to be able to organize your pilots by their handicaps, then you can now do that with this little export button. Obviously there's no pilots in here at the moment because I haven't run any racing. Okay, so that's the new export button for handicap mode. Let me just quickly jump in there with a Freestyle Quad. Let's just jump in a Freestyle Quad here. and just click the change quad settings. You see here the video camera. If you change it here, it works, it sticks. So this is where to do it. Don't do it in the main menu at the moment until I fix the little bug in there in the next patch. Okay, what else? River 2, we fixed some graphical artifacts when using True Lens. No need for me to show you that. If you go in there with True Lens, it will just look like it should now rather than looking weird, which is how it was before. Oh, we added the, if I go to race quads, so let's go to race, we added the chief frame. So there's the chief frame. And we added the Sniper X. Let's go down here, Sniper X, there we go, there's the Sniper X. A couple of new race quads to play with. Right, what else? Need to consult my list again. Oh yes, if I go into multiplayer again, so let me just drop into multiplayer here. That'll do. One of the problems in multiplayer sessions has been when you click this button here, the flying spectating button has been really playing up and not allowing people to be set to flying, not allowing them to be set to spectating, all kinds of issues around this little button. That's all now fixed, so you won't have any problems with that anymore. And I'm hoping it also fixes some of the other problems like quads getting stuck on the start grid and out of map issues and all that kind of stuff. I did also fix a problem when someone has restarted their sim and got an official track. Someone hasn't restarted their sim, hasn't got their official track. They join a session that player is running on that official track, and the sim fails to load the track for them. So you get a blank track rather than actually getting the track. So that was just a relatively simple, unexpected situation where someone would have an official track and someone may not. I now fixed that so that you will always get the track. So we shouldn't get people joining and getting a blank track anymore just because they haven't restarted their sim or got a particular official track yet. So that's that one. What else? I fixed some floating containers in the island scene that were just floating off the ground rather than being on the ground. So that's a fairly simple fix. Oh, in combat mode, there's like a beam that goes up into the sky when when someone drops the flag to show where the flag is, and it wasn't that long, the beam. We've now made that beam much longer, so it's easier to spot. What else we got here? Done the time trial, done the new Freestyle Quads. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything except the new track path code, which Colby's done the video on, but I'll just very, very quickly explain this. So if we go into Nemesis, this only works in Nemesis, so don't try and access the track path code outside of Nemesis. It only works in Nemesis. It will also work in the weekly time trial because that uses Nemesis. But in Nemesis mode, let's just select the race quad here, and we'll go to empty scene day, and that'll do, the BDRA Championship 2021. So we'll select that one, and then when we're in here we can bring up the leaderboard. We can say we want to race, AK for instance, the fastest person. Once I've loaded them up, I can hit F1 and that will put their path that they flew to get that fastest time up for you to follow. So you can see that here, there's the path. So that gives you the path to follow through the track rather than having to follow the gate indicators. Oh dear, right, okay, come on, stay still. Centering on this spectrum transmitter is terrible. Okay, staying still now. No, it's not, it's still drifting, but okay. You can fly the track in Nemesis mode, and when you've flown it you can hit F2 and that will bring up your path. so you can see your path around it. And then once you've got another player's path and your path, you can hit F3 and it will bring up that player and your quad, and then you can use the little slider to analyze how fast you are compared to the person who you are racing against. And this is the thing that I was talking about, where there's a much better video that Colby's done about this that you should really watch, which shows you how to use that functionality to make yourself a faster pilot. And I'll put a link to that in the description, and if I can make a little pop out appear up the top right here or something, I'll do that as well, so you can click on it. But that's quite a long video that Colby's done, but it covers the functionality in absolute depth to show you how to use it and how to improve your lines and your speed around a track. Okay, so that's it. That's all the new functionality, and I'll see you on the next video.